Hi, so this here is the Tsumbay Bluetooth wireless speaker and clock radio, and you could see it is a radio and Bluetooth speaker with other functionalities such as an FM radio. It can support a memory card as well as auxiliary cable. So let me go ahead and show you some of the features here. And the reason why I got it is because if I was going to get a Bluetooth speaker, I wanted some other functionality with it, and I figured a clock and a radio would be decent for the same size. So here's a typical Bluetooth speaker that is small and about the same size as this, and I figured if it's going to occupy space, it might as well be multifunctional, which is why I got this. So let me go ahead and go through some of the features. So this is Bluetooth, and there are many buttons up here, and I'll go through each of the buttons because it is a little bit tricky to program. And for me, I'm going to use this mainly for the Bluetooth speaker as well as for the clock itself. You could see up here there's temperature reading and also humidity. And unfortunately, the clock itself only shows military time. So you could see this is 0200 hours, which is actually 2 a.m., almost 3 a.m. This here only shows Celsius, which is 21 degrees Celsius, and the humidity is 25%. You could see there's a mode button here. There is a next button for your, basically, for the Bluetooth control where you're going through to the next song. And here is the clock functionality where you're programming the clock. Now there is multiple ways to set the brightness here. So you notice I could toggle through. That's a little bit brighter. That's really bright. And this is off. And this is dim. So there's 4 modes for that. You could also turn it off. So there's an off button. This is the auxiliary cable, and it does come with this cable, meaning you could stuff this into any 3.5mm jack. So for example, on my phone, I can plug this in and also plug it in there. And so you could play music basically from your phone through the auxiliary jack, but of course this is a Bluetooth speaker, so you're mainly gonna connect through the Bluetooth. And you could see here there's the charging cable, and that's your typical cable. So this lasts about 10 hours for one charge, and it does have a 2200 milliamp battery, and it comes with a cable. So I just plug this directly into my wall outlet with this typical micro USB cable for charging. So I have it constantly plugged in to the outlet instead of having it charge. Now in the back here is the micro SD card. So that's just a TF card here where it could play music from the micro SD. Now let me go through the Bluetooth. So I'm gonna program the Bluetooth by pushing and holding. So I'm just holding it down here, and you could see now there's a BT there for Bluetooth, and it's blinking, meaning I could connect via my phone. So I'm just going to open up my phone here and show you that I'm in settings. So I'm in the settings, and I'm going to go through my Bluetooth, and I'm going to turn on my Bluetooth, and there's going to be a device called NX5025, and you could see it connected right away. And now I could play music. So let me go ahead and actually play music here, turning on the music. So that's the sound of the speakers. And of course I could control the volume via my phone. So this is through my phone now. And there's a speaker basically all the way along the sides and the back. So you can see there's a speaker there. There's also one on this side. And along the back. And it's just as good sound as any other typical, Bluetooth mini Bluetooth speaker that you have. But once again, it has a multi-purpose because it does, have, the same size as one of those small speakers, but also have the clock and the radio with it. So this does have FM. So let me go ahead and turn off the Bluetooth here. So this gets a little bit tricky because all of these buttons are multi-purpose. So the tricky part is when you try to switch modes. So I'm going to go through the FM radio here, and I'm going to have to hold down the Bluetooth until it blinks. And you can see it blinking. Now I'm going to push once, let go, and then push another time. And that goes into your radio mode. So once again, that's a little bit tricky. And to program and do the searches for the FM radio, you push and you hold down the middle. So you'll see that once I held down the middle, it's going to program the channels. And it's going to cycle through. And let me show you how to adjust the volume afterwards. So let me just wait a couple of more minutes here, a couple of seconds actually, for it to cycle through all of the channels. Of course, you could stop the scan by holding down the middle button here again. And for the volume, you actually just hold down like a long press, what they call a long press, which is just simply holding it down. So it actually searched for all the channels. And so I want to really lower the volume, so I'm going to hold down. And you could see when I hold it down, there's a U. So that's lowering the volume. Now if I want to switch channels, I could push, back and forth these two buttons. As you can see. So that is the FM. Now I'm going to turn off the FM here by pushing the mode button. So now going to the clock and the alarms. So to set the clock, what you have to do is hold down this middle button. So once you hold down the middle button, the hours are going to blink, and then you could push the plus and minus to set the clock. And to switch to minutes, for example, you push this. So I am going to set this to 3:05 a.m., which is the time. Push the middle once again for the minutes. And then I'm going to push it one more time to hold. And that sets the clock. Now if I want to set the alarm, I could basically cycle through with this middle and do a short press. And you can see it cycle to the alarm too. Now if I wanted to set a second alarm, let me cycle through the alarms now. You can see if I push, this is the third alarm, back to the first alarm. Now I could hold the middle button, and this is setting the alarms. So if I wanted to set an alarm for 3:10, for example, I could once again toggle this to the minutes. And after setting the minutes, if I push this again, you could see actually, let me do that again here. So let me set this, or set the second alarm. Looks like I'm setting the clock here. So what I'm going to do is set this back to 3:06, which is the clock. I'm going to hold this down. Now I'm back to setting the clock. It's 3:06. I want to set the alarm. So I'm going to push, cycle through the alarm. Now I'm going to hold down. You could see this is the second alarm here. Now I could set the second alarm. I'm going to toggle through to the minutes by pushing this once. Now the minutes is blinking, and I'm going to set this to 310. And now I could set the alarm tone by pushing it one more time. You could see initially it's off. Now I could cycle through by pushing plus. That's one of the tones. That's the first tone. Second tone. Third tone. Fourth tone. Fifth tone. This is via the Bluetooth FM radio as the alarm sound, or off. So if I set this to off, it won't be on, obviously, and then I can hold down the middle, which sets it. So you'll notice now there is no second alarm. It's only the first alarm that's set. So that's really it. That is a complete look at the functionality of this Bluetooth speaker and clock radio, and I hope this helped, and please subscribe, and thank you for watching.